Hi everyone, this is Graph Hoppers. Our project is interactive graph-based tweet visualization. Next slide, please. This is the outline. We are going to talk about the overview of the project, the dataset which we used, the pre-trained models, and about embeddings. Also, we are going to discuss about the topic modeling, hierarchical clustering, how dendrograms are getting updated, and also how dendrograms are represented using nodes in a graph. Next slide, please. So we are using Twitter dataset. The Twitter data is mostly about the pandemic which has happened recently. Most of the problems with clusters is that we have no relationship between the clusters, and also we cannot see how uh, the clusters are formed, in the sense what is the data which is present within the clusters. Other limitation with the elbow rule is how changing different parameters the clustering is changed. With k, it's not that straightforward. To overcome all these difficulties of interactive elbow rules, and also to find what is the data present in the cluster and the relationship between the cluster, we have created this interactive tool. Next slide, please. This is our data set. As we can see, it is pretty much clean. We are mostly using the hashtags and the text present in the data set. We have applied dataset cleaning process to remove emojis and the URLs from the dataset. And also we have taken a miniature version of this dataset. Around million records we have taken, and around 100 to 200 tweets we have used embeddings. Can you move to the next dataset, please? So because computers cannot understand strings, we have to feed numbers to it. One way to represent strings to embeddings is using NLP procedures by applying neural networks. Basically, embeddings is nothing but a representation of a sentence in an embedding space using real numbers. Embeddings, or the sentences which are very close to each other, semantically represent similar meaning. So embeddings are always used in natural language processing. Next slide, please. To obtain embeddings, we can definitely have our own neural network, but we have used pre-trained neural network to save resources and time, and also pre-trained neural network provide better results because we are mostly concerned with semantic similarity, semantic textual similarity. We have chosen Distilbert model as a pre-trained neural network because it is optimized for semantic textual similarity. I'm passing on the control to Muthu.
Hi. So hierarchical clustering is basically a type of unsupervised learning method. Also, it is an alternative approach which does not require that we commit to a particular choice of k, where k is the number of clusters in k-means algorithm. The most common type of hierarchical clustering is the agglomerative clustering, and it is used to group the objects based on the similarity. Agglomerative clustering follows the bottom-up approach. Each object is considered as a single element cluster called as the leaf. As every step, the two clusters that are most similar are combined into a new bigger clusters called as nodes. And this procedure is followed until all the points become members of a single big cluster called as root. Finally, the result is a tree-based representation of objects, and that is named as the dendrogram. So next slide. So here in our project, we are using topic modeling, where it is a branch of unsupervised NLP, which is used to represent text with the help of several topics that can best explain the underlying information in a particular document or a post. This can be thought in terms of clustering, but with a difference. Now, instead of numerical features, we will be having a collection of words that we want to group together. So before performing topic modeling, we have to pre-process the data. Since we have a textual data, our data consists of a lot of unwanted information like stopwords, emojis, URLs, punctuation marks. So for pre-processing, we'll be doing tokenization. That is nothing but splitting the text into sentences and sentences into words, lowercase, converting the words to lowercase, and those type of pre-processing will be done, and that is done being using the TWIP pre-processing library. So, and then once if it is converted into particular bigrams and trigrams, we will be feeding the data to the model. So next slide, please. Here, we use the topic modeling algorithm called LDA, which is nothing but latent Dirichlet allocation. Here, latent refers to everything that we don't know priori and are hidden in the data. Here, the themes or topics that document consists or post consists are unknown, but they are believed to be present as the text is generated based on those topics. And Dirichlet is nothing but it is a distribution of distributions. Here in this context of topic modeling, the Dirichlet is nothing but a distribution of topics in posts or tweets and the distribution of words in the topic. And the formation of topics using LDA is visualized using this GIF. As you can see, the words are getting clustered together based upon the distances between them. Yeah, and then now I pass the control to Juan.
One major drawback of the dendrograms and hierarchical clustering is that it's very hard to understand the relationships between clusters. So for this project, we make the observation that these clusters can be visualized as a graph. For the first step, we compute all the pairwise distances between aggregation measures of the clusters. And this can be depicted as a table over there. And this matrix is symmetric and it's diagonally 0. So that defines a complete graph, which is the second step. And basically this complete graph contains all the possible pairwise distances between all the clusters. And of course, that is a lot of information, it's very cluttered. And we make the observation that only some small number of these connections are meaningful. So we applied community detection algorithms to keep only the most meaningful connections. And the most basic approach is to simply prune the graph, so simply delete all the connections that don't look useful. And this proved to be effective in revealing the most important relationships between the clusters. So and two clusters are linked if they are close in meaning as well. So now we will see a quick walkthrough to the final project.
Thanks, Con. This is our web application that is built entirely on Dash. As you can see, there are two tabs here. One is Explore Data Analysis tab, and another is Topic Modeling tab. So in the Explore Data Analysis tab, we did some initial overview of our Twitter dataset. So we come up with 3 visualizations. One visualization is a line plot, and the 2 are word clouds. So this line plot basically shows the number of posts made by the user on a monthly basis. And this main tags, hashtags or cloud, is formed by the hashtags that are present in the dataset. As you can see, the more hashtags is on coronavirus. And this last word cloud, which is created based on the text that is present in each tweet. As you can see here too, the more is regarding coronavirus. So going to topic modeling. So we created a dendrogram based on the embeddings that we got from Dirichlet-Lambert model. As you can see, there is a black horizontal line which is formed due to cluster threshold, which I'm gonna say, explain in a few minutes. And coming down, there are 2 histograms. One is one shows distance between the embeddings. Here the distance is nothing but Euclidean distance. The histogram shows the distance between clusters, which is nothing but distance between the centroids of the cluster. And coming down, there are 2 sliders. Rather than giving a text input, we kept a slider because that will give dynamic responses to the user. So as you can see, when I change this edge threshold to 16, you can see this additions between clusters graph got updated. In the similar way, if I increase this clustering threshold to 15, you can see both of the graphs got updated, and the similar way, the black horizontal line that is present in the dendrogram went to 15, which is before it's in 10th position, 10. And this edge threshold and this clustering threshold are used to control the graph that is formed right at the bottom. So right now there are 2 colors. As you can see, one is with the light blue, another is the dark blue. The dark blue cluster is nothing but it has the COVID-19 hashtag present in it. And we also kept this hovering feature where, on hovering to any cluster, we'll say what is the cluster size and what are the top hashtags present in it. And we'll also provide a user an additional functionality where they can able to search for whatever hashtag they want to search. For example, coronavirus. So upon clicking on this coronavirus, you can see that the graph got updated and it will show all the clusters that have this coronavirus hashtag in it. So on clicking on any of this cluster, we are doing topic modeling using LDA approach, and we are updating the cards that you are seeing right now at the bottom. So this left side card shows the topics that are present in the cluster, and the right side card shows this text that is present in the cluster. And that is all. Thank you. We'll go for Q&A.